Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the weekly pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Adrian, and joining me today is...
I'm Corey, and you don't believe in the boogeyman? Well, you should.
And with a certain trailer dropping for a certain movie, Corey and I today are going to break down some of our general thoughts on the trailer and this whole Blumhouse trilogy of Halloween. So with that being said, evil flies a kite. No, wait, that's not right. All right, so I just watched a teaser and put something out, early plug, a reaction video out on my YouTube channel, Baker Reviews.
Where is that?
That is on youtube.com/Baker Reviews. I'm almost certain Corey has probably watched it multiple times as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Doug and Mike could not join us tonight because apparently they joined some kind of angry mob.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. They texted me too.
Don't really have the details about that, but
Mike said something about evil dying tonight, but I don't know. I'm out.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit. We're not breaking down the entire franchise. I'm sure we'll save that for another day. Maybe closer to Halloween after Ends comes out.
There's way too much to break down in the entire franchise.
Yeah.
But if you want to get technical, because 2018 was a sequel to the first movie ever, this kind of is a whole franchise.
That's fair. Halloween is one of the best horror franchises of kind of pick your own adventure.
Yeah, it really is.
There are so many different timelines you can go by, so you get to pick your favorite. And that is definitely one of the questions I'm going to be floating your way. And obviously, we're going to talk about Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills during this episode. It is going to be spoiler heavy. We're not doing spoiler-free stuff here. So if you haven't seen these movies, I absolutely recommend you watch both of them.
We're a pop culture podcast, goddammit. We talk about stuff.
But yeah, if you're a Halloween fan and you haven't watched these movies, I'm not sure what you're doing.
Yeah, you're probably not a Halloween fan.
We're brothers. We obviously know how we feel about this franchise. But real quick, just give me your general thoughts on the franchise and where you would put yourself on the spectrum of a super fan to hating the series.
Well, as a horror fan altogether, I love pretty much anything that makes me uncomfortable. I like all slashers, all horror, all thriller. I kind of get into all of it. Seeing as though Saw is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and it's like complete shit. Halloween is like 10 times better. It's actually very smart. It's very terrifying. You actually feel the tension through these movies, even the little things they do with the music. Just that noise when Michael walks in, that strings being played. I don't know what it is. When he walks in and you hear that little noise, it's probably the most terrifying of all the horror slasher villains of all time.
Yeah, John Carpenter, he's a genius with that score.
He is. Yeah, he made Michael very tense without having to hear him talk. Where Jason did it because you don't know where he is in the woods or where he is in the house. Michael's is more like he can be on screen the whole time and you're still tense.
Yeah, and the first movie, was obviously more of like a stalker film than anything else.
It was.
It's still widely regarded as maybe the best horror movie of all time, the best produced, directed.
It's certainly one of the best first installments ever.
Oh yeah, a lot of horror franchises, that's almost a golden rule, which I think doesn't apply to Friday the 13th, where usually the first is like God tier. Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, that's debatable, I guess, but the first is my favorite. Halloween.
Third's my favorite, but it did go a little campy.
Wait, Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Child's Play. I'm like, Child's Play 3 is your favorite?
I do like Child's Play 3 more than most people do, but...
I do too. Yeah, I think it's overhated.
Nightmare Before Christmas. Wow, Jesus Christ.
The first one in that series is the best.
Yeah, that's true. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. I think the reason I love that one so much is because it almost borderlines a superhero movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the kids have powers.
Yeah, they go in the dream with all these powers. And...
Dream Warriors is neck and neck for me with the original.
Yeah.
And of course that remake.
But me being the nerd I am, I think I enjoyed that they all had powers and fought Freddy almost like he was a Marvel villain or something.
So your fandom as far as Halloween goes, so you lean much heavier towards the super fan side.
Oh yeah, I am. I got stuff hanging all over my walls. He's on the blanket behind me. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm a super fan for sure.
And yes, I can confirm I'm literally looking at Michael Myers right now. He's right behind my brother.
He is. It's very unsettling.
But yeah, no, same thing as me. We grew up in the same household, watched a lot of the same things. Halloween, the original, was my introduction to the franchise. In a lot of ways, it was my introduction to horror. Actually, I don't know how you feel on this, but I definitely grew up more as a Michael and Jason guy. Those were my two go-tos out of the big four. The older I've gotten, I love the shit out of Freddy and Chucky. You know, I've grown a place in my heart for all of them. But when I was younger, I definitely started with Jason and Michael more.
I think I enjoy the simplicity of their knife choosing. Like, I don't like somebody who uses I'm wrong. I do like somebody who uses an array of different weapons as a villain.
Yeah.
But somebody who sticks to that, basically that one thing. Like, Michael uses that one knife.
Yeah.
Sometimes a hammer if that's all he finds.
Right.
But he's always looking for that knife, and Jason is always looking for his machete. He's always looking for it. So I like the simplicity of them guys, like having a favorite weapon.
Yeah, that's okay, guys. He just wanted his machete.
That's
Jason X, baby.
Jason X, sliced in half. And then, but I do love Freddy's glove. Like, something about Freddy's glove always spoke to me when I was a kid, which is probably why Freddy was one of my favorites. But as I've gotten older, Michael and Jason are probably my favorites because of the stalking nature of their killing. Like, I love Freddy. I love the jokes he makes. But as I've gotten older, what I want from my horror is a little more... I don't want to say sophistication because that's a fucked up word, but I want a little more reserve behind my killing. Like, I want them to be more terrifying and quiet than I want them to make a sex joke before they slice you.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Yeah. But that being said, Freddy's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He moved further down on the list, I think, over the years.
Yeah. Like I said, I've always been surprised that I kind of grew up with Jason and Michael because, I mean, Freddy and Chucky really have the personalities, you know, like they do crack the one-liners, and in one sense that surprises me. I didn't gravitate more towards them, but I guess it also kind of makes sense. Like you said, I like the simplicity of Michael and Jason. They just get down to business. Since we're talking about the big four, so where does Michael rank for you in the big four? Is he your favorite?
Yeah, he's on top.
Michael's number one?
It used to be Jason. He absolutely couldn't be taken my top spot, but after 2018's sequel, technically, I guess. Yeah, I think he pretty much cemented on top. The Shape is probably my favorite.
All right. Yeah, agreed there. Michael's definitely my favorite as well. Always has been through the rough movies. You know, he's still...
Oh, man. Yeah, there's been some weird fucking moments.
I almost put a few guys over him after Busta Rhymes kung fu'd his ass. Trick or treat, motherfucker. You famously said that your favorite's either Resurrection or Rob Zombie's H2, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're two of my favorites.
Highbrow stuff there.
Resurrection, because he looks more like Nicolas Cage in that movie. Which is weird. They got a different mask. I don't know why, but
yeah, I love H2O, but I feel like that's probably the worst mask that they've had in the franchise because they had like 4 different masks for that movie.
Yeah,
and like some of them you could just like see his eyes completely. Like that one scene, he gets like kneed in the groin, and he's just like,
yeah, it's like almost like a cartoon moment. The eyes popping out. Boo.
And I love H2O, but that was my one gripe with it.
Yeah, H2O wasn't one of my favorites, but it's much better than some of the shit they put out in the middle of there.
Yeah. Oh, God, the Thorn trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in H2O, everything from the point that Laurie closes that gate and grabs that axe and she says, Michael! I think that's some of the best Halloween ever.
Yes, that I love. When she goes back up into that building and he slowly lowers himself down with one hand. That was
in the trailer. That was badass. It's all the stuff before that that's problematic.
Exactly.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, early appearance.
Oh, man, yeah.
Okay, so next up, let's talk about the new guy on the block here. What are your thoughts on James Jude Courtney as Michael?
I like him. He has the walk down correctly. He has the intimidated turn, the way he turns. He doesn't turn just his head to look. He kind of turns his whole body like he wants to be prepared for what he's going towards.
Yeah.
It's subtle things that Courtney does that reminds me a lot of the old, almost adjacent, the old...
the Nick Castle Michael.
Yeah, I think it's why they picked him for this, because it was supposed to be a sequel. I think they found somebody who does exactly what Nick Castle used to do, which is Nick Castle didn't even know he was going to be Michael in the old movies. Like, they just started putting the mask on him and had him standing places. Yeah. Because he was intimidating. And James Jude Courtney does a really good job of doing that.
Yeah, he's got the mannerisms down.
He does.
And he's got he has the brutality, I think, without being too over the top, like Tyler Mane, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you see where Tyler Mane did a little too much, like almost like choreography. Michael doesn't know choreography. He just kind of stands there and waits for the attack to come, and then kind of sometimes just gets stabbed and then rolls with it.
Yeah. Now, I will say Tyler Mane, along with Derek Mears as Jason, Like if you had to pick one actor that played those roles, that's the like last one I'd want to see in an alley. Like if I saw Tyler Mane's fucking 7 foot,
Yeah, they're terrifying.
they're terrifying.
And where Michael, I don't want that version of Michael that Tyler Mane did.
Yeah.
Derek Mears as Jason, I wanted that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He was more of a terrifying, like, he lived in the woods trying to avenge his mom. It was less of a zombie Jason and more of just this terrifying serial killer who lived in a cabin.
Yeah, it was definitely a human Jason.
Yeah, I liked Derek Mears' Jason a lot. He's my favorite Jason.
Whoa, controversy. Whenever our next Friday the 13th is, even if it's just you and me, we'll do another 2-man.
Yeah, I've always gotten shit for Derek Mears being my favorite.
And our next Friday the 13th, holy shit, isn't until January of next year, so that episode will be a while down the road. But we'll get there. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this, and then we'll kind of get into the movies. Since we already talked about kind of choose your own adventure, what is your preferred timeline? I'll give you mine first, just so you can...
Yeah.
I'm assuming yours is probably going to be the 2018 involved. In this scenario, because I'm not fucking gatekeeping, you can eliminate a movie from your timeline. Because what I'm going to do right now, depending on how Halloween Ends goes, right now my timeline preferred is Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O. And then Resurrection never happened. Never happened. Michael died right there, got his head chopped off. 1, 2, H2O is mine. And I will say if Halloween Ends impresses me and I enjoy the movie, it probably will then be Halloween 1 and then this new trilogy.
I would almost completely agree with your timeline if they hadn't made Laurie his sister. That really bothers me. Like, I know you don't like Marvel for the way they get out of everything, but it felt like that cheapened the movies by making Laurie his sister.
I agree. I don't love that.
I don't love that they had to do that. It was bad storytelling.
It was literally, they gave John Carpenter a big old fucking blank check to make a sequel, and he didn't want to.
Oh.
He literally had no ideas. It was 3 a.m. one night. He tells the story a lot. It was like 2 or 3 a.m. one night. He had a fucking 6-pack of beer in him, and he's like, fuck it, she's his sister. That's literally what happened. He didn't want to make a sequel.
So, see, it was bad storytelling on purpose because
he agrees.
They were making him make the movie. All right, well, then that makes sense, yeah.
Halloween was originally supposed to be an anthology of like different killers each movie.
Different killers every movie. That's why they did that Season of the Witch, which really pisses me off.
I don't hate Season of the Witch.
A lot of people don't, and I've talked to a lot of people where I'm like, oh, Season of the Witch sucks. And they're like, it wasn't that bad of a movie. I think it just bothers me that it's Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably why it pisses me off.
It literally should have just been called Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
And I think it would have done a lot better.
If they rename it right now and put it back out, I might watch it and like it. I don't know, but when I see Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, it pisses me off and I just avoid it.
Oh, that turned a lot of people off.
I have seen it for anybody who thinks I'm just shitting on it. I have seen it and I don't know. It may be a nostalgia that makes me not like it, but
yeah, it's got more of a following the last like 10, 20 years because people have moved on from the Michael Myers thing.
People post that fucking blinking pumpkin everywhere and I hate it.
Happy Halloween, Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
But my favorite timeline, is probably 2018 and Kills so far. And spoiler alert, I didn't hate Kills as much as Adrian does, but the end of Kills really pissed me off. A lot of things. For some of the movie, I was okay with it. I was okay with the gang mentality starting to happen, but then it just got too much.
Easy with the gang. It's a mob mentality.
All right, mob mentality.
I think you acknowledge that there's issues with the movie. They just don't bother you as much as they bother me.
No, yeah.
I don't think you're saying it's like a great movie. Or maybe you are. I don't know.
Kills is not a great movie.
It gets things right. It gets the fucking kills right. It delivers on that.
Yeah. If they had ended the franchise at Kills and decided they weren't making ends, I'd hate it.
Oh, yeah. God.
But because there's a third one coming, technically fourth, to finish off these movies.
Technically 13th.
Technically. Since there's a third, technically fourth, technically 13th movie coming out, I'll give it a chance. And maybe Ends will follow through with Kills enough that maybe Laurie's whole thing about wanting to kill him so bad, not only from her past and wanting to kill him, but now he killed a whole town that she cares about, maybe.
And her daughter.
If that motivates her enough, I can forgive the mob happening.
Yeah, we'll see how Ends goes. It's going to really... This movie, man, it's how I see this entire trilogy is going to come down to this movie. because I'm so on the fence about it. I love 2018. I really did not like Kills. If this last movie has a satisfying ending, then I'll be back on board, but I'm on the fence right now.
2018 even took place of the very first Halloween for me. Like, it's my favorite Halloween movie.
Which is crazy, yeah. You like 18 over the original.
I do. It did everything the original did with better visuals. Like, that's the only reason I love the original. It's beautiful and it's terrifying. But because they were able to update it with darker tones and better music and shots you couldn't get in the 70s, it took its place simply because it looks more crisp.
Yeah, the first note I had about Halloween 2018 was that I'm happy they did away with Halloween 2 because of the family storyline. So,
okay,
yeah, you got that. And to me, I mean, Michael is just, he's pure evil. That's the whole thing about the first movie. Like, I looked into this little boy's eyes, the darkest eyes, the devil's eyes.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rhyme or reason to why he kills or how he chooses his victims. I don't like the idea of coming back to finish his family off.
No, but I do like him needing to resolve the Laurie thing because serial killers do have that tendency when they miss a mark, they look for that mark.
That's like Freddy in Dream Warriors when he sees Nancy and he goes, "You," because he's like, "This bitch," and then he does it again in Freddy versus Jason when Monica Keena, she's when she's in the dream sequence and she's trying to save Jason from drowning.
Yeah,
he looks up in the water, "You," and he goes all red.
Oh, you're talking about How Sweet Dark Meat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's some problematic lines in that movie. No, Halloween 2018, I mean, we're on the same page. Of course, I'm going to point out some issues because that's what I do.
Yep.
But in general, I do love Halloween 2018. On any given day, some days it's my second favorite. Other days it could go down to maybe as low as fourth at the worst. I love Halloween 4. I always have. That was one of my possible timelines if we don't have 5 and 6. Like 1, 2, 4 is also a great timeline.
Yeah, I didn't mind the little niece.
Oh, yeah, Jamie Lloyd.
Yeah. I didn't mind her.
Danielle Harris.
But then in 5,
And then 5, they fucking kill Rachel, which was a great final girl in place of Tina, who's the most fucking annoying character maybe in any slasher movie. I'll never understand that. And they just kill fucking Rachel so unceremoniously. Like, he just comes in with a pair of scissors, like a quarter of the way through the movie. Like, what?
Yeah, and there wasn't even like epic music behind it or anything.
No.
Like, oh my God, she's gone. It was just...
They had that awesome, tense, like rooftop scene with him and Rachel in part 4. Like, I thought that was so good, so tense. And then they just kill her off like nothing in 5. The only good thing about 5, I think, is the laundry shoot with Jamie Lloyd. Like, with him stabbing the laundry chute.
Oh, yeah. While she's in it.
But that's like it. That's the only good thing about the movie. And then, of course, part 6, we had Paul Rudd. Not one of his best performances.
No.
But for me, still a better Tommy Doyle than fucking Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh, God.
But we'll get there. Yeah, but for everything Halloween 2018 did right, my first big issue, which a lot of people share this sentiment, is just the character of Sartain. I think it's an interesting idea. Like, I like what they were going for with him kind of being like the other side of the same coin as Loomis.
Yeah.
Because like where Loomis knew the evil, but he wanted to contain it. He wanted to kill it. Sartain wants to fucking like unleash it.
Yeah.
Which I love the idea. I just think in execution, they didn't really pull it off.
Laurie even says to him, "Oh, you're the new Loomis."
You're the new Loomis. Yeah, something like that just comes down to execution. And I don't think they pulled off the character well. I think everybody saw the twist coming from a mile away.
And here's the thing is they should have made him more subtle and not had him unleash his plan that he wants Michael to kill until like the third movie. Make it look like he's Loomis, the warrior for all people and trying to keep people safe. Make him look like he's a good person. And then in the second or third movie, you realize, oh, this whole time he's been trying to find Michael to get him to kill.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in the first movie.
I think they thought they were being more clever than they actually were.
Yeah.
Like, I think they hit us with this big twist near the end of the movie, and it's like, yeah, everyone knew that guy was evil.
Like, they're almost like, oh, see, right?
Gotcha. You're not that clever, Danny McBride.
Yeah. I love you and all, but
right.
That was not that big of a twist.
I'll take twist that everybody sees coming for 1,000, Alex.
You mean this creepy old man is a creepy old man? It is weird when he like goes out on the street and puts his mask on and stands up. It's like,
I hated that.
I was like, okay.
I absolutely hated that. Yeah, I know. And they like ran Michael over. I'm like, wait, is fucking Sartain going to be the new Michael? Are they like transferring the evil?
Oh my god, that would have been so dumb. I would have gave up on it right there.
Oh yeah, I would have walked out. Yeah, but no, to me, the whole bus crashing scene, like how much more emotional impact would that have had if like Lori accidentally caused that bus to crash and let Michael escape? To me, instead of Sartain like sabotaging it, because she was like drinking and stuff, she wanted to go see the bus to make sure, Michael was in it and he was getting transferred.
So you're saying she accidentally...
Yeah, like she does something, she clips the bus or something, causes a crash, and Michael, say she gets out of her vehicle with like a gun or something, and he gets in her vehicle behind her and drives off.
Or even like she purposely crashes it because she wants to end everything right there because she's drinking.
She wants to kill him.
And then he escapes, and then she has to go back and fix everything because she fucked up.
And then she's responsible for all these people dying.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely would have been way more impactful than just that idiot causing the crash.
And you could have got rid of Sartain, or you could have used him in a different way.
Yeah, I don't think I would have wanted Sartain to be another Loomis. I think that would have felt like they were trying to replace Loomis.
Right, you don't do that.
But I don't. They made him too over the top.
They tried to replace Loomis with Malcolm McDowell. We saw how that went.
They look similar. That's not enough.
It's not enough. You just can't deliver those lines like Donald Pleasance.
No. God.
And I mean, Malcolm McDowell's a great fucking actor.
He is.
It's just not. It's not his role. It's not. You're not the right person for it.
Nope.
Yeah, but since we're talking about that bus scene, fucking Michael killing a kid, that's pretty intense.
I didn't expect that. I did not expect that kid to die. I thought he would be like, the next scene would be all the cops there and he's being like interviewed or something.
Right.
I did not expect Michael to reach around and strangle this kid.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever killed I mean, he was trying with Jamie Lloyd, but for 3 fucking movies.
She just wouldn't die.
She was really good.
He killed her once she was a teenager in the Rob Zombie movie, though. It wasn't her, but that same actress. And can we talk about how super uncomfortable it is that Rob Zombie brought back that actress and then made her take her shirt off in the movie?
Oh, I know. She was little
Come
fucking
on.
Jamie Lloyd.
She was Jamie Lloyd, this little girl in a clown suit in the movie.
I know.
Just this cute little kid, and then Rob Zombie's like, you know what would be cool? Show your tits. It's like, come on. Why are you gonna do that to us? And then she dies naked. Like,
yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Danielle Harris. I mean, she looks good as a.
oh, she's very.
She's like 44 now, but still, it's like know her as Jamie Lloyd. Yeah, that was definitely uncomfortable.
It was like I know you don't watch it, but Game of Thrones. You started with Arya Stark, Maisie Williams, as like a 9-year-old. And then in the 8th season, she's 18 and she has a sex scene. And it's so fucking uncomfortable because you've watched her since she was a little kid.
Yeah, that's rough.
I don't like when they do stuff like that. It's uncomfortable past where I'm comfortable.
It's like you grew up with these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danielle Harris actually has a podcast now with Scout Taylor Compton.
Oh, nice.
And so Laurie Strode and
yeah.
Well, Jamie Lloyd, but I can't remember who she was playing in the new ones.
I don't remember her name.
One of Laurie's friends. Yeah, but that definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But Michael killing the kid, I thought was, like I said, I don't think he's ever done it in a movie in this franchise.
Not that I can remember.
Now, I know young Michael killed a kid, like in the Rob Zombie one, but he was also a kid.
Yeah.
He beat that kid to death. That was uncomfortable.
Yeah, holy shit, yeah.
that was hard to watch.
I mean, that kid was right. His mom was a whore, but...
Tell me where the lie is.
Come on, Michael. You know it's true.
No, but I think Michael killing that kid in Halloween 2018 was so effective because, like, later in the movie when he walks past the baby,
yeah,
and the baby's crying, and Michael just stops for a second and looks over.
Like, oh my god, they're pushing it too far.
Oh, dude, I was freaking out. I'm like, there's no fucking way he's about to kill this baby.
I think that was genius, though. Daniel McBride. That was a good twist.
That was great. That was nicely done. And I think they did that on purpose. They set it up so this Michael Myers has no limits. He killed a kid before, so.
I think that was the whole point. And then he walked out of the house and I was like, okay, I don't have to hate this movie for something.
Yeah.
That would have been a little too much.
There's a point where it gets too uncomfortable. Like killing a kid, it's like, it's bold, but I could see it working. But killing a baby.
What are your choices for that little baby? He either stabs it in that crib or puts a pillow down and you hear it slowly stop crying. Nobody wants to see or hear either of those.
Michael pulling a fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Put the pillow over his head.
It would have been too much.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been rough.
Although he did also leave that kid motherless. So maybe the kid died anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Bludgeon the lady. That's what I think this first movie did so well. Well, for 2018 did so well. It was a nice combination of like just enough off-screen kills and us seeing it that it like struck a perfect balance.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was super effective just hearing him bludgeon that woman when the camera's not on him.
With the hammer.
And then the camera reveals like her dead body at the table.
Sitting at the table, yeah.
But then later on, during that same one shot, he fucking smacks that chick's head off the counter and just stabs her through the back of the neck.
Yeah. That whole walk through Haddonfield when he first gets there is one of my favorite shots ever in a movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that follow through.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it, later. Our favorite scenes from both of these movies. I'm sure that'll be one for each of us for 2018.
Yeah.
That's up there for my favorite scene, maybe in the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love, especially the time we're living in, there's a lot of fan service in a lot of movies. I think Halloween 2018 fan service, they did it the right way.
They did.
Like with Laurie standing outside the window at the high school where Michael was in 78.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
Her
granddaughter
looks out the window and she's standing there like Michael did.
Yeah, I got a huge fucking smile on my face when that happened.
I did too.
It didn't feel forced or anything. I was like, that's fucking awesome. And then like later when Michael throws her off the balcony and then, she's a grandmother, he looks down the stairs, looks back and she's gone.
Yep.
And it hits that.
Yeah, I do like that Laurie kind of took over. Like,
she became Michael.
She's thought about this for so long that she kind of is him now and just trying to kill him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But only for him. Like, she's a concentrated serial killer.
She is. She like has literally one target.
One target, which I guess don't hate me, true crime world, because one target doesn't make you a serial killer, but that's not my point.
I like how they acknowledge that too, like the world we're living in. The one guy who I think is like Tim Robbins' son or something, but the guy's like, what? So one guy killed like 3 people 40 years ago. It's not that big of a deal. And really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not.
I'm huge in the true crime world and I'm obsessed with this stuff. And really, a guy walking around in a mask and kills 3 people in the 70s. That's not even like top 10 serial killers that people talk about.
No, yeah, not at all. So I do like how he kind of downplayed it. It's understandable from Laurie's perspective why she's traumatized.
Obviously.
Because it was her friends and like she almost died.
Yep.
But when you hear about it years later, you're like, yeah, so like, I mean, I hate to say this, but there's like school shootings every day, Yeah. It's like those people are far worse than.
And in the movie, he's been locked up that whole 40 years. Like, nobody's thinking about Michael anymore except Haddonfield.
Yeah, exactly. And Laurie specifically. Everyone else has long moved on from that story. Yeah. But I think, Jamie Lee Curtis, Will Patton, and Andy Matichak, right? That's Allison.
I don't know her name.
I think it's Andy Matichak. They all turn in great fucking performances in this first movie.
Absolutely.
I really did not like Judy Greer in this movie as Karen.
No.
A lot of her lines felt really phoned in, like when she's telling Allison about, I didn't tell you about my childhood, did I? Like she's telling her how she was raised, to shoot guns and stuff. And like she's not even on screen when that's happening. Like I wouldn't be surprised if she's just like reading from a script because it just sounds so phoned in. She does have one great moment in the movie, and I think she's a lot better in Halloween Kills.
Talking about
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, like when she does the fake breakdown and crying. And like I said, I think she's a lot better in Halloween Kills. I like her in the second movie.
I'm a Judy Greer fan, so.
Yeah, no, I don't hate her. I just didn't love her in the first movie.
Yeah, it felt a little weird that she gave that whole story about her life, like, out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah, she was just kind of robotic.
But as a dad, I guess I've kind of been like, oh, did I ever tell you about this? And then told the kids a whole story, so I guess maybe I forgave it a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's understandable. And then, the comedy was really good here, especially, what was that kid, Julian?
Yeah.
That kid was fucking awesome. He's the MVP. Wish I had a good babysitter. I wouldn't be up clipping my nasty-ass toenails.
That kid.
Most of the comedy in this worked for me.
That kid's the new Laurie Strode, man. He watched his babysitter get murdered.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, there's a theory for Halloween Ends. Maybe Julian plays a big part.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. The only thing I didn't really care for too much was Karen's husband, Allison's dad, Ray. I got peanut butter all over my penis. Like, what the fuck?
That was a little weird. But that was very 80s comedy, or 70s, 80s comedy in a horror movie. You
feel like they were trying to like do a throwback?
I feel like they were trying to do like a weird line that would be thrown into a movie like this in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
But the motherfucker, where he is funny, they don't seem to care about him very much, right? Like,
no. Yeah, he gets killed in the third act, and like literally none of the Strode girls even ask about him.
In that or the second movie, they kind of mention him a little bit, but
Oh, yeah, in the second movie, it's literally like a 15-second scene. Like, Dad's not with us anymore. He's always with us. That's it.
That's something you say when somebody's been dead for 5 years, not
Yeah, exactly.
20
Like,
minutes.
by the way, your husband was just killed like 20 minutes ago.
We literally have his body in the hospital right now.
You can go see him.
It's cool. He's with us always.
You know-
No, he's literally with us.
No, he's with us. Like,
His dead
he's in our
body's
morgue.
in the next room.
Yeah, he's a guy, so.
My favorite commercial.
God damn it, I know. Yeah, but, Ray was just, his humor felt a little weird, felt a little off.
Yeah.
And I almost think Karen maybe could have worked better as a single mom. Maybe her trauma from Lori could cause her to not have a stable relationship.
It also would have made her character more stronger, independent.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when she did get strong in that second movie, like it would have made a little more sense because she was a hardened single mom who had to deal with Lori as a mom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then my last little thing. Now, this is something I think that they changed their minds on. I wish they wouldn't have. I thought the ending could have been a lot more effective if one of the Strode girls would have died.
The end of the first one.
The end of the first movie. Had it been Karen having to sacrifice herself so they can close the gate, or even Lori, I think there just could have been something more impactful there if one of them would have died.
When the first one ended, I would have 100% agreed with you that Lori should have been the one.
Yeah.
But now with the Halloween Ends trailer coming out and seeing that it's basically going to be Michael versus Lori, I kind of am glad that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe there should have been one of them that had to stay behind, or it also would have cheapened that he didn't die though either. They make a sacrifice and then he's just alive and they're dead.
Yeah. I wouldn't have minded that.
No, it wouldn't.
Because Michael's unkillable.
Ultimately wouldn't have bothered me, but it would have been for a second there in the second movie when he walks out of the burning house and kills all those guys.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, so that meant nothing now? So next time I rewatch that and they sacrifice themselves, I'm going to feel it less because I'm like, well, it doesn't work.
Yeah. I guess I could see that. I feel the opposite way. I feel like that would have resonated more even on rewatches. But there was a test screening for this movie months in advance before it came out, and they literally changed their ending because some audiences didn't like it. And my assumption is that Lori probably died and people did not like that.
Yeah,
because they changed something about this ending. They won't tell people what it is, but they changed the ending.
They need to kill Lori in this one, though.
Yes.
For Halloween to end, they both need to die.
I think they set up originally Halloween 2018 for Allison to take the torch, and they went back on it because some people didn't like it. And I really would have liked to see where this series went if Allison was the girl, because I really like Andi Matichak in these movies.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
She could be the new Lori.
I would have totally been cool with that, but as the nostalgia-ridden horror guy that I am and loving Lori as much as I do, I like where this last movie seems to be headed. I
mean, considering the way they're going with it, I'm excited to see what they do with the third one. I would have taken the whole series in a different direction. But we're at where we're at now, so we'll see what they do with it. This is just me. These are things I want to talk about. I love Halloween 2018. I really do. Like I said, any given day, it's number 2 to 4 on my list of Halloween movies. It does so much more good than it does bad. I love most of the characters. I love fucking Michael's back. After those Rob Zombie movies, it's good to see Michael back in form. The bathroom scene, so fucking good with the teeth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ugh.
He just reaches up over the stall door and drops the teeth. That's fucked up.
Yes. And that's another one of those things, fucking Blumhouse all the time. Their trailers sometimes give away too much, and that was a scene in the trailer. I wish I could have seen that in the movie.
Yeah. Blumhouse has always been very bad at showing too much gore in the trailers, and then you get
always
there, that was all of it.
They give away the fucking movie sometimes, beat for beat.
Halloween Kills. They give away way too much.
Way too much. I didn't watch anything going into the black phone because it was Blumhouse, and I'm glad I didn't. I still haven't gone back and watched that trailer, but
I haven't watched the trailer for it yet, and I still haven't seen it.
It's an awesome movie, but I'm curious to see how much is in the trailer now.
Oh yeah, you should go back and watch it now.
I should.
How pissed you would have been
to see if they do the normal Blumhouse thing.
No, they probably did.
Okay, so we'll get into the second one here, Halloween Kills. Now, this is a movie.
It certainly is a movie.
This is a movie. That's probably what I should say about it. This is a movie for sure. They made a decision. So anyway, Halloween Ends.
Now onto the trailer.
No, but Halloween Kills, I will say the first time I watched it, the first 20 minutes of this movie, I thought it was going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like, it started so fucking strong. You had the flashback, which is beautiful.
When I heard before I went and saw it that there was going to be a flashback to the original, I was so excited. And then the trailer I did watch, they showed a little bit of Michael from the 70s, and I was like, yes.
It was perfect. Great. It felt like 1978 Michael.
It did.
The blue filter they put on there, just the whole flashback sequence, like, literally feels like we're in the 70s, how they filmed it. I think they could make a whole fucking movie like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but I love that flashback. And then Michael, you know, coming out of the burning house with all those firefighters.
Even though it was in the trailer, it still was an amazing scene.
It was. And then right after that, you had Michael with, you know, with those two folks, the guy driving his little drone and Mike breaking into their house. And oh my God, that scene was so fucking brutal when he was just driving all the knives through the guy. His wife's on the floor, like, bleeding out, watching her husband get stabbed like 20 times.
She was like sitting on a chair or something.
Yeah.
Like dying as he's being stabbed to the table or whatever.
He like breaks that fluorescent bulb and just jams it through her neck. But I just loved fucking Michael stabbing all those knives through the guy. Yeah, that was like fucking brutal as hell.
It was. And it was really like, that movie started making me think, okay, he's just on a fucking seeing red rampage now. He's not like stalk around and kill whoever's in his way. He's literally just, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking brutalize your body. I'm sending a message to Laurie.
He's like making up for lost time.
Yeah.
And the thing about the movie is he didn't give a fuck about Laurie. Like, that's what Laurie thought all these years. She wasted her whole life thinking he was coming for her. And he doesn't give a fuck about Laurie. He wants to go to his window. Yeah, just stabbing all those knives through the guy. It's almost felt like, it was like twofold that felt like so Michael. One was, you know, how he likes to decorate his kills.
Yep.
He's always done that.
Always.
And then two is like he was almost picking which knife he wanted to use.
Like the jack-o'-lantern heads at the end of the first movie.
Oh, God, yeah, that was awesome.
Heads.
Listen, I have plenty of issues with Halloween Kills, but I heard some people saying, like, well, why would he waste the time at the playground to, like, set up their bodies? I'm like, Michael always does that.
He always does that.
Especially in this timeline, if we're ignoring the Thorn trilogy and H2O. Like, in Halloween 78, he fucking decorated his kills.
He does. That's what he does.
That was part of the fun.
That's how you know he's not completely just a zombie mind. He's a human still.
Yes.
He's just a fucked up human. He's taunting the cops with decorations. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I love the Little John and Big John scene.
Oh, I do like Little John and Big
so
John.
Fucking great. I wish they wouldn't have died. They were so funny.
I know. He went right up those stairs and cut his sister's tits off. Yeah, they were a great part of the movie.
They were. Stewie from Mad TV.
That's right.
He didn't say, look what I can do once. It made me mad.
Look what I can do.
Even if he just said it in his normal voice. John, look what I can do. I'd have been
yeah,
like,
right. Just grabs a knife. Look what I can do.
Yeah. That was so fucking great.
And that fucking eye gouge is one of the nastiest kills I've ever seen.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Just, like
it's very... Jason does that stuff, crushes heads and stuff.
Yeah, it's very graphic. Like, I've seen eye gouges in other movies, but you literally see his fucking eye pop out of his socket and, like, just fall down.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Judy Greer's a lot better this time around.
Yeah, much better.
I like the little bit of relationship we get between Hawkins and Laurie in the hospital. That was a nice scene. It kind of gives Laurie some humanity.
Yeah, it almost gives her like, she did care about somebody.
Exactly. You didn't really get that in 2018. She was so focused on killing Michael that you never really saw her human side.
It almost felt like after the events of the first movie, she just completely cut herself off from everybody forever. It made it feel like she didn't have any friends anymore.
Right. So it was kind of nice to see a little humanity in her.
Yeah.
You know, as far as...
And of course, Sean Patton, I like him anytime he's in anything, so...
Will Patton.
Or Will Patton, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a different person.
Will Patton's a fucking awesome actor and everything.
Yeah, he's great.
And I'm so glad he came back in this movie. I thought for sure he did.
Yeah, it sure felt like he was dead.
You definitely must see that 4-year time jump in Halloween Ends, because like in that little trailer you saw him like up and running. Like that dude got stabbed in the neck with a pen and then got his fucking legs ran over. So he must.
Yeah, that's a lot of physical therapy.
I was gonna say it must be years later,
which I don't understand.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that. Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit here. But, you know, as far as those are a few things. I wanted to start with a few things I like with the movie because I hate pretty much everything else.
Yeah, it's not. It's It's not the best. I feel like it's a filler movie, and we'll see when Ends comes out. But
Yeah, Ends could make this entry potentially better, but there's just so many issues in here that I don't think another movie can fix. It's just problems in this script.
well, I have a full plan on when Ends comes out in theater. I'm going to watch the first two, then go see that the same weekend.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Try and make it a rolling. I might even watch the original just because it is the first.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go into that hoping that 2 is a filler. 2/3/12 is a filler.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, with Halloween Kills, I mean, my biggest problem is the script, the dialogue. It's just god awful in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it got so far up. I'm not saying Halloween 2018 had the best dialogue, but it's literally like they gave Halloween Kills to a completely different set of writers. I don't know what happened here.
Luckily, with these kind of movies, dialogue isn't 100% super important. Like,
Right.
You can have some pretty cheesy dialogue and still be an awesome slasher film.
Yeah.
But 2018 definitely upped their game over a lot of the sequels of Michael Myers. Dialogue's never been amazing, except Loomis, of course.
Yeah.
And Laurie's had a lot of really good lines. She's just Jamie Lee Curtis is just a great actress. But
That's why I probably feel the shitty dialogue in this movie so much, is because 2018 was pretty decent. So I kind of went in with heightened expectations. But, you know, we don't need to harp on the flaws too much. We've heard them all. I hate the fucking social commentary on mob mentality.
Yeah, me too.
I hate forcing fucking politics in these movies.
Yeah, that shouldn't have been done.
Just make a fucking horror movie. You know what I mean? You can have a mob in there without making the message so on the nose.
You can have a mob in there.
They did it in Halloween 4.
If it's only the last thing you do in the movie. A lot of the movie was based around this mob.
It was a whole subplot.
It was a whole subplot of the movie trying to find him.
It took away a ton of screen time from Allison, who's severely underutilized in the second movie.
Yeah.
And Laurie.
It took away from Laurie completely. She was barely in the movie.
Barely, yeah.
And she was barely an important part of the movie. She was basically just in the hospital the whole time.
Which they did in Halloween 2, but she was more focused on in that movie.
Yeah. It did give us a couple cool, like, Michael pulling all those people out of that car that were part of the mob and killing them all one by one.
Yeah.
So it gave us a couple cool things, the mob thing, where it was giving him more people in one group to be like, oh, I can kill 4 of these people now instead of finding them one by one.
They're making Michael's life easier.
Yeah, they're throwing victims at him. They know he's like a super strong killer,
Right.
like 6'8", 300-pound killer who can pull you up over the car with one hand. Maybe don't go in one at a time.
Tommy Doyle's like, this is an apex predator. Let's split up in groups of 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, and during that fucking scene, although that is a badass scene, like when Michael stabs that dude up through his face.
Yeah.
Although that is badass, where the fuck does that guy's wife go? She crawls out that side window and she's just like gone for 30 seconds. And then she starts shooting at him after he kills those 2. and she's shooting from like 40 feet away. Like she went somewhere. Like where the fuck? It just seems awfully convenient. Like right after Mike. Oh, good.
It'd have been a little more impactful if they showed her like deciding, like she was going to escape and then deciding, oh, I can't leave them, and then go back. But they didn't show that.
Right.
That's what you were supposed to assume, is she was trying to escape and then decided, I'm going to go defend them.
Or if Michael fucking like would have knocked her down and she was like out of, you know, she was knocked out for a second or something.
Yeah, something like
but
that.
Like she jumps out the window and she's just gone while Michael kills these 2 people, and then from 40 feet away.
Yeah, where was that shooting while he was trying to kill those 2 people?
Well, you know, he was killing your husband.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Maybe she wanted a divorce and didn't know how to do it.
Right, this is the way to go.
And that's the way to do it.
Yeah. In the fucking bar, I just don't understand the choice to make the second mental patient look like fucking Danny DeVito.
Yeah, what the fuck was that all about?
Like, they're gonna have pictures of Michael. He's gonna be on the news. You're gonna know this dude is like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". Like, if you cast another actor that's at least 6 foot something, it makes it more believable, at least. Why did they choose a guy that's like 4'8"?
My theory is that when they wrote that, they were thinking, this town is so scared.
Yeah.
And the mob mentality is actually kind of really it's not a good mental state to be in. It'll make you just accuse whoever seems likely at the time. So I think it was supposed to show you that you need to think, just because you're in a mob doesn't mean you just agree with what everybody's saying. Oh, it's probably that guy. They're so scared, they're blinded by probably have seen him before or heard that he was a very tall man. They were so scared they just wanted to blame somebody and get them out of the picture.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I still don't like it. I don't know.
No, I didn't either.
I can get what you're saying. My gripe is with the people who casted this guy. Why not at least get a guy that looks remotely like him, or at least the height? He doesn't have to look anything like him, but make him
No.
6 foot.
What I'm saying is they made him short
Oh, to exaggerate that, like
to a mob's not thinking. They're just going after somebody who's mental.
Yeah.
I think they made him look so different that it showed you, oh, they're clearly not in their right mind going after this guy. If they'd made him 6 foot, it would have made a little more sense they went after the guy, and I don't think it would have got their message across. It was another stupid thing they forced in there to try and make us be like, oh, maybe that's not good.
They're really trying to drive home like the mob mentality is dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just, I mean, the mob people play perfectly into this, but I've watched so many horror movies in my life. I know you have. And I know there's dumb characters, but these characters in this movie, they're on another level of stupid.
They're very dumb.
Every one of them.
They're dumber than the people that run towards Jason in the woods.
Exactly. When you see
people that stop and lean against a tree. Why the fuck are you doing that? In every goddamn Jason movie, they stop and they lean against a tree.
They do.
He's gonna reach around and stab you, or idiot.
Or he'll do the old belt around the tree, and
yeah.
And if he's Roy Burns, spoiler, Jason Part 5 is not Jason. There's one person listening that loves Halloween and hasn't watched Jason yet. Like, fuck.
It was on my queue.
God damn, it was my next one. Yeah, but the characters in this are so... Like, I know there's a character or two in every movie that trips over their own feet or just is a dumbass. I felt like that was every character in this movie that wasn't named Lori, Karen, or Allison.
Yeah.
They were all fucking... Well, even Karen at a point, like when she has Michael like dead to rights with that pitchfork. Why do you not go for his fucking head? She stabs him one time, takes it out, and stomps on his head with her foot.
Should have gone for the head.
That's right. If even fucking Thanos knew. What, you have a pitchfork in your hand and you stab him once and put it down. This guy that is unkillable.
Yeah, you've watched him be shot, stabbed, burned.
Yep.
And come back, and you're just gonna... There, I got your shoulder.
She stabs him one time and gives him a fucking boot stomp. She weighs like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb.
Put that pitchfork through his fucking skull.
Yeah, multiple times. Cut his fucking head off. You can do it. Cut his fucking head off. And then... Too
bad Rob Schneider wasn't there.
That's right. And speaking of mob mentality, he would have fit right in.
Yeah. I would have loved that. No, I would have hated it, but...
Yeah, right. Norm Macdonald. Yeah, another question. About the mob.
About the mob.
Yeah, screw the mob. Rest in peace, Norm.
Oh, man.
Another thing, I didn't notice this until a rewatch, but Lori is still obsessed with this idea that Michael's after her, and so is Karen. But Allison knew, because she was with Sartain in the first part, or 2018, that Michael didn't care about Lori. Sartain was taking him to Lori so there would be a forced confrontation.
Yeah.
And she doesn't say anything to her mom in the hospital. Her mom keeps saying, stay with your grandmother. Michael's coming to this hospital. He's coming for grandmother. Allison knows that's not the case. She tells a police officer earlier in the movie. And she doesn't say shit to her mom. Like, why would you not say, Mom, Michael doesn't give a fuck about us?
Yeah, at least try that.
Try it. She doesn't say a fucking word about it.
I feel like as far gone as Karen and Lori are at that point, they might not have believed her anyway. But at least try it.
You gotta try.
Yeah.
She talked to the police officer. She talked to fucking Sartain. Michael's not after Lori. He could give two shits less about her. We already talked about Anthony Michael Hall. He's a good actor. He was fucking terrible in this movie.
Very good actor. Very bad mob leader.
Very bad as Tommy Doyle. I definitely resonated with Lonnie a lot more. I liked Lonnie.
Yeah.
Which ended up being Cameron's dad, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I loved Lonnie in this movie. Like that was where my heart was. I'm like, Lonnie, do not go in that house by yourself.
Poor fucking Cameron.
Oh, Cameron, yeah. I
didn't expect him to get out of that first movie, though. I thought he was just that stupid boyfriend who was going to die.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's going to get stabbed in the first movie or something.
I thought he was going to play the part of the friend that died.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I like Cameron more in this movie, too. Obviously, I hated him in the first movie. I thought he was pretty good here.
Well, I don't think you were supposed...
He was meant to be hated.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought he was a lot better in this movie. And, man, the way he just gets fucking brutalized by Michael...
Fucking decapitated.
That kid gets tortured.
Yeah, he does.
And the sick part is, like, there's people I was talking to on Facebook groups. We were all having conversations about this movie. And there are people like, oh, fucking good for Cameron. He deserved it. He kissed another girl in high school. I don't think that...
Yeah, at a high school party.
I don't think that necessitates getting fucking tortured by a serial killer.
Yeah, for
like, you people are fucking sick.
What is...
Of all the characters...
What is your gauge?
Of all the characters in all the Halloween movies, Cameron deserved what he got because he kissed another girl.
You know what? That 12-year-old that Michael killed in the first movie probably stole a pack of gum from the grocery store. He fucking deserved it.
Yeah, right. Kill that bastard.
You people are sick.
Yeah, and like I said, this second movie, I'm sure intentional, but just I hated how all of our main characters really took a back seat to these side characters that didn't really have an impact. They shoehorned these legacy characters with Lindsay and Nurse Marion and stuff. I liked Lonnie, like I said. I'm glad he was in the movie.
I understand that Doyle was a big part of the lore of
Tommy
Michael
Doyle
Myers, but he wasn't so big that you can base a whole movie around him and his beliefs. He was a side character. He was always a side character.
Why they chose to make him the central character of this movie when you have these great actors, I don't fucking get what they were going for there.
That was a big swing and a miss. They shouldn't have made them so important.
Right.
It should have been the last act of the movie where Tommy Doyle decided, you know what, let's get a mob together then and go after this guy. Then that street scene where they're all fucking him up wouldn't have bothered me so much. But it bothered me that much because the whole fucking movie was based around that idiot and his mob. That's
right. He's an apex predator. Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. I like he's just in the random of giving a speech one time and that lady says it out of nowhere. Yeah. He just looks at her like, yeah, I'm kind of doing something. I'm kind of doing something here, but
yeah, I didn't need you to join in.
Thanks for that.
Right. Thanks for repeating what I said.
Maybe I should have never fucking said that awful fucking phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evil flies a kite. Evil books a flight. And then the editing when Mike was killing all those people, I liked the idea of that scene, but like when it's all the black background and
you mean the mob at the end?
When Michael's killing all the mob, like when he gets back up.
Yeah. For
some reason that editing pissed me off. It felt so amateur. I don't know what they were going with, but they had a huge budget.
And it was all like close-ups and
yeah, and it was like one person coming at him at a time, like,
yeah.
It was the editing was so fucking weird. They could have done that moment in a way that really would have had an impact and would have been badass. But like, I just don't get what they were going for.
I think they were trying not to, like I said before, this Michael Myers is not a juke and stab kind of Michael Myers. He's going to stand still.
Yeah.
So they had to have them come at him one at a time because if they all came at him, they were going to be able to get him on the ground at least. And because he's not going to like run. Michael doesn't run.
No, he doesn't.
So they had to have him come at him one at a time so he could stab him one at a time. I think it was, as a person looking at it, you're looking at it like you look at any kung fu movie or any video game. Like, why are you coming at them one at a time?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Oh, and that does happen all the time.
Yeah. If you're really trying to kill this guy, all of you go at once. You won't be able to handle it. And
it's not so much, like I said, I forgive them for the one at a time because you can't hold that against this movie. That's a cliche that happens all the time. Yeah. It was just the fucking editing. It was so fucking weird to me. Like, and it's not like they struggled with the rest of these movies. They look good. So why did they do this for this moment?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed very like third-party editing for that. Like they filmed that scene after the whole movie was filmed, and they're like, "Well, let's edit this before we get the movie out or something." Yeah.
Did you see the Facebook group that's called "That One Lady Who Brought an Iron to Fight Michael Myers"? No. There's a whole Facebook group because one of the ladies in the mob, she's holding an iron when they all have weapons.
Oh my God.
There's an entire group dedicated to that one lady that brought an iron to fight Michael Myers.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yes. Oh, I'm in that group.
Of course.
And then the very last thing I hated about the movie is, I'm sure you knew about the original ending, right?
No.
Did you know what they planned to do?
No.
Okay, and I think I don't buy movies, so like I don't have a Blu-ray. I think they do have this ending on the Blu-ray. So the original plan when Michael comes up and starts stabbing the shit out of Karen.
Yeah.
So her phone was going to start ringing when Michael started stabbing her, and it was Lori. After Michael killed Karen, he was just going to pick up the phone, answer it, and just like breathing, just.
I think I might have seen that. Like,
yeah. So Lori knows that fucking. I mentioned it on my review as well.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but he picks up the phone, starts breathing into the phone, which, what a fucking savage. He just killed her daughter. He's like, what up? She can't talk right now. No, but he picks up the phone. He's just breathing into it. And she knows her daughter's fucking dead. She just says, Michael, I'm coming for you. And then it shows her like leaving the fucking hospital, like you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it zooms in on the fucking knife, just like how it did at the end of the first Halloween with Allison.
Yep.
It would have been a nice bookend, like zooming back into that knife. And Halloween Kills was actually supposed to start with the camera zooming back out, like it was going to start with the Strode girls, and the camera was going to zoom out with the knife, like right where it left off. And it would have been a nice bookend. I think that's a much better ending.
Yes, I do agree that would have been a good ending, but I don't think Michael would have known how to answer the phone. I think there would have been like, he would have picked it up and he'd been like, "Wait, what do I do? Hold on, it says swipe. I don't know what that means."
I think I could suspend my disbelief for him tapping a button.
Yeah, probably.
But that is funny. I see what you're saying.
It'd been a good SNL sketch.
That's right. You just ruined all the badassery of that ending.
You're welcome.
Michael goes down to Allison like, can you? I don't know how to. It's your grandma. Oh yeah, your mom. She's upstairs.
I think it's for you.
Yeah, the ending of the movie, the way they do it, like in the movie, it's just so abrupt. You know, she's screaming, ah, and it just like ends with him staring at the window. Like it was just, I'm like, oh, it's over.
I get that ending though, because the cops at the beginning in the flashback scene said that
he just wanted to stare at the window.
He would just stare out the window.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
He wasn't staring out the window. He was staring at himself in the window.
Yeah. His reflection.
Yeah. But, yeah. So I get that ending, but I would have liked the answer the phone and just breathing into the phone and Laurie saying, "That's it. I'm fucking coming for you."
All right. I'm coming for you.
Totally would have loved that. Yeah. Only if Michael said, "Good luck."
Good luck. Your daughter should have gone for the head.
Laurie has a particular set of skills.
That she does. She's almost more Sarah Connor in this universe
than Sarah Connor.
Yeah, than Sarah Connor. Okay, so real quick, just wrapping those movies up. You might have already mentioned all your favorite ones. We're just going to do a favorite scene and a favorite kill from each movie. I'll do mine first so you can think about it. Favorite scene in 2018, it's the two that I already talked about, and you'll probably say the same thing. But the one-shot sequence, like we said, both some of our favorite moments in the entire franchise, and also Karen doing the fake crying and then the gotcha. I love that.
Yeah.
And then my favorite kill from 2018 would be the knife through the back of the neck, and then the, like you said, the fucking pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern police head.
Yep, that's mine.
Okay, that's your favorite kill?
My favorite scene in 2018 is the walkthrough, even though the gotcha is beautiful.
It is.
But that whole scene of walking through Haddonfield and following him, and then when it stops on that window and then it doesn't follow him and you see him walk up that driveway and the shadow on the wall,
hell yeah,
he comes in behind her and kills her in the house, is fucking amazing.
Yep.
My favorite kill is the jack-o'-lanterns heads, just because it's very Michael too. Either that or when he just fucking crushes what's his name's head.
Sartain.
Yeah, just crushes his head on the street.
He's on the ground. He says, "Say something."
Yeah. I like that very 70s, 80s crush the head scene.
Oh, absolutely. It's way over the top.
It is. But I definitely say the jack-o'-lantern heads just because it's very Michael.
Okay. And then favorite scene and kill and kills. I'll let you go because I don't want to steal your answers. I think we probably already talked about the best scene in the movie, but I don't know if it's your favorite.
My favorite scene in the movie is probably the mob mentality.
All of it.
All just, that whole thing. No, my favorite scene is definitely the house fire when he comes out and kills all those firefighters and cops.
Okay, yeah.
He just brutalizes an entire force, so Haddonfield's fucked now. My favorite kill, man, probably the whole Cameron torture scene.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
I just think it's so fucking brutal, and I like that kind of stuff in movies, so it's probably that one.
See, it's too bad they don't have the family angle, because that would be like Michael being protective of his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Kissed another girl, did you?
I'll break his head on the steps.
Oh, that kill, man. Like it's so good. When she's like, "Leave him alone." And he's coming down the stairs. He just stops. He's like, "Give me a second." He just fucking turns to him, snaps his fucking neck.
Yeah, he's like, "What was that?"
So good. Like she thinks She thinks she fucking distracted him. He's coming down the stairs. He's like, this motherfucker's still breathing.
Bad timing, bitch.
That is good. And then my favorite, I thought you were going to say the flashback, but I'm glad you said something else.
Oh, well, yeah.
Flashback is, but like I said, that's all in that first 20 minutes where I thought this movie's going to be amazing. And then for me, it wasn't. But the whole flashback, definitely my favorite moment of the movie.
It definitely should be.
And then the favorite kills, I already talked about both of them. It's the fucking multiple knives, just so goddamn brutal. And then the eye gouge.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, I mean, that's going to do it for those movies. So you watched the trailer, I watched the trailer. I know it was a teaser, so there's not, I mean, a ton to talk about. I think it was literally like a minute and 16 seconds.
Yeah, it's not long.
But, you know, it looks like we're getting what we want. We have fucking Michael and Laurie, a showdown. I don't know if this is going to be the first act of the movie. I don't know if this is near the end of the movie. I don't know. Do you have any kind of theories about anything?
I know this is very predictable, but I want the final fight between them to be the end of the movie and it ends with both of them dying. That's what I want. If it's the first act of the movie, what the fuck are they going to do with the second and third acts? Like, maybe
that's where the 4-year time jump comes in.
After they're dead?
No, but I was going to say, I don't know how Laurie gets out of that alive, but maybe they fight at the beginning. And
although they fight at the beginning, they both die, quote unquote. And then 4 years later, Michael comes back.
Right.
And Cassie has
to kill him. It's Allison.
Allison has to kill him.
Allison and Hawkins.
And Hawkins, yeah. Or at the end of it, they try to kill him. They put him back in the insane asylum or something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end. It leaves it open for more.
Oh, God, I hope not.
No, I don't want that either, but they could go that route.
Oh, they easily could. I think the movie there can't be any fucking ambiguity at the end of this movie. There can't be like Michael opens his eyes and it goes to black and the movie's over. It can't be like fucking...
That's not ends.
And it has to end. Laurie has to die. Michael has to die. I don't know if they can like transfer the evil if they want to make like a younger Michael going forward. Like even if they kill Laurie somehow and they set up like a different direction going forward, because they're going to keep making these movies if they make money. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Which is why I wish fucking Friday the 13th wasn't in like this legal limbo right now, because they'd be making those too.
Yep.
But fucking Sean S. Cunningham.
He'll die eventually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that have a theory that there's going to be an imposter killer and that's going to play a role in the movie. I hope that's not the case. Like a Michael Myers fanboy, there's been a lot of theories out there, like where you see scenes that Michael isn't missing the fingers that he got shot off in 2018. I hope that doesn't... I do not want to see an imposter killer.
No, I don't either.
And Jamie Lee Curtis said this movie is going to piss off a lot of people. That's a statement from her.
I think that's just because she dies.
That's what I'm thinking. But also, I know David Gordon Green said something about there's going to be some kind of stuff in here about the current state of politics and maybe even COVID.
Fuck.
Yep, please write that out of the script immediately.
If that is in there, Halloween did end for me.
That's right.
2018 will still be amazing, but it will significantly change my view on this trilogy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and just by my nature, I'm going into the skeptical, but things I'm hearing, I'm real worried about this movie.
They mentioned COVID in the new Resident Evil show on Netflix.
Did they?
Yeah, he said, no, honey, this isn't like COVID. It's a different thing.
If you play it off as one line,
yeah,
that's nothing. But like if it's like a central subplot of the movie, what if Michael died by COVID?
He's just laying there coughing, and Laurie's like, do you have COVID? You son of a bitch, you've been in this house with me the whole time. Or if when they fight, they're both wearing masks the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Like Michael's wearing a medical mask over his mask.
Like Laurie wants to go after Michael, but she has to quarantine.
Yeah. Because she was in that hospital. She got COVID while she was there.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of fan theories, and there's actually a description a little bit of the story of the movie in the trailer that not a lot of people knew about that. Like if you read the video description.
Yeah.
It talks about like 4 years later, Laurie is writing her memoirs. So that's supposed to be the time jump, and she's writing about her experiences.
So is it maybe the showdown at the beginning, she thinks she kills him for good. So there's a 4-year jump where she's writing her memoirs and trying to get over it, and then he comes back and then they both die somehow?
Right, something like that.
That would be okay. I would accept that.
That would be more intriguing.
Yeah.
Or maybe Michael disappears for whatever reason, whatever happens with the 4-year jump. I hope we start this movie after Kills and we know why the 4-year jump happens.
Yeah, because I feel like Laurie would just go back to paranoia if he just disappeared.
Yeah.
She has to think she killed him to
exactly.
Writing memoirs and have a relationship with her granddaughter and shit.
Yeah. And if he comes back, like, maybe she just, I don't know, maybe she accepts that evil just can't die, but Allison's the one that's like, no, fuck this, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Like, I don't know. I don't know which way they're going.
Did Jamie Lee Curtis said people are going to be pissed because Allison dies?
Right. I really don't want to see Allison die. I mean, it would be effective if it happens. I'd probably be shocked, so it could work in that way. Yeah. But I don't want to see her die. Yeah. But sometimes that's what makes the best movie. Like, what you don't want to happen happens, and you're like, holy fuck, they did it.
Shock factor can either make you go, really, or it can make you go, oh my God. There's two reactions to shock factor.
I think Laurie dying is the predictable, like, it's not going to shock people.
But they haven't been going super shocky in these movies. They've been pretty predictable, so
yeah,
I feel like they won't veer too far from the Laurie dying concept.
I don't either. I think even like Karen going up the stairs in Halloween Kills, I think most people knew, like, oh fuck, she's dead.
Yeah, and staring out the window, like, you're staring in a dark house.
Yeah,
staring out the window. Why? Go outside.
And the music was swelling. It's like you knew something was about to happen. So yeah, I think the Laurie and or Michael, they both have to die. Like I said, no ambiguity. Don't leave it open to, if you want to reboot this series with another director in a couple years, go ahead and do that. But don't leave this open for like David Gordon Green and Danny McBride.
Yeah, no.
Next one, Halloween really ends.
Ending again.
And the next one, we're serious, guys.
I will accept at the end of this movie, even though I hate it, Laurie and Michael both die, and out of nowhere, a portal opens and a witch comes through. Season of the Witch 2.
Nice. Here's what I think. Season of the Witch 2 Electric Boogaloo. Happy Halloween. Here's what I think. I think Laurie's going to kill Michael, and she's going to go, or Michael's going to come back, so she's going to go to witness protection, and she's going to change her name to Pamela Voorhees and have a son.
Oh, shit.
I don't want to tell you how it ends, but...
that one, I don't even understand. I don't know where that could go.
Right.
There's no story there.
Yeah, there's no potential for 12 movies. Isn't it crazy that Michael Myers got to 13 before Friday the 13th?
Stupid legal shit.
If we ever get another Friday the 13th, it would literally be the 13th movie in the franchise.
I know. How fucking...
We were so close.
How much bullshit is that?
Well, if it ever happens, it better be amazing.
That's true. Like Jason X.
Exactly like Jason X. Not a piece of shit like the final chapter. So yeah, Halloween ends pretty much. I'll run through these because we're already running long. Things I want. Better dialogue than Halloween Kills. I don't think that'll be hard to accomplish. Yeah. I want more development of Laurie and Hawkins' relationship. Maybe the 4-year time jump, they're together like they always wanted to be.
Yeah.
That would be nice for her. Like I said, Laurie and or Michael have to die. No ambiguity. Fucking end it. And then Allison. I want Allison to be the co-focus or just the lead of this movie.
Yes, can we please fucking focus on the main people this time? That's second movie went too far away from that.
Yeah, so I want Allison to be the focus of this movie or the co-lead with Laurie. Yeah. Things I don't want, you already said that one. Just no more distracting subplots. This is a fucking finale. Make it a focused horror movie.
Yes.
I don't need a fucking second crazy inmate. I don't need a mob. Just make it Laurie and Allison versus Michael. I don't want the imposter killer that I'm seeing theories on. I hope there's no credence to that. God, I don't want that. I don't want Karen to still be alive. Please don't retcon that or make it a dream sequence. Just make Karen dead. And then please learn from Halloween H2 for Rob Zombie. Don't make Michael speak in this movie.
Oh my God, do not have him talk.
That was the biggest thing in Halloween 2018 for whatever reason. So please don't end this by making him speak.
They better not do that.
And that's about it. I also don't want the 4-year time jump, but that's been confirmed. If they do it right, maybe it'll make the movie even more impactful.
I think the whole her thinking he's dead and she's trying to move on with her life for 4 years and he comes back is...
I think that's a pretty good theory by you.
I think that's what would make me the least angry.
Yeah, no, that could work.
I want that damn Michael versus Laurie showdown. I've wanted it since the first movie, and they kind of had it in the house, but
yeah,
I want that bloody, like in the trailer, they show him making her turn the garbage disposal on with her own hand and then going to shove it down the drain, and then she headbutts him and stabs him through the hand with a knife, which, by the way, in that scene, you see the 2 missing fingers.
Good, nice.
She stabs his hand, so he is for sure Michael in that part.
But that could be a first act.
Could be a first act or the third act after she killed the wrong Michael or something.
Yeah, that Laurie and Michael showdown.
Yeah,
it's got to be. Like, you have to literally compete with H2O. If you're killing Michael, that cutting off his head scene at the end of H2O was fucking perfect.
Yeah, the axe. Yeah.
We don't talk about Resurrection.
No. But no, because in this universe, I think they went back to make him more human, because he started to become more of a Jason like entity by the end of those movies, and it's not what he is. He's just a psychotic human.
Yeah, and I mean, this just has to be the end of, this has to be the end of Laurie Strode, like in Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween 2018, which some people are calling H40. I don't want to see an H60. You know what I mean? Like, this has to be it.
No.
I love Laurie Strode, one of my favorite characters in horror movie history, but this has to be it.
As much as it would suck to lose a slasher character like Michael forever and never make more movies, I kind of hope it does happen.
Yeah.
But I know it won't.
Because they keep making money.
But that's what I want anyway.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for our little Blumhouse Trilogy Halloween recap here. Please let us know your thoughts wherever I don't know, Corey does the socials, but wherever you guys get a hold of us and rate and review us, please let us know your thoughts, what you want to see on Halloween Ends and what you absolutely do not want to see on Halloween Ends. I did a review last year of Halloween Kills. You can see on my YouTube channel, Baker Reviews. I did a very short trailer reaction to Halloween Ends. You can also find me there. And that's about it for me. Corey, you want to hit them with the socials? On
Facebook, you can find us Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, we're Culture Shock 21. And on Twitter, where I do most of my work, we're CS Podcast 21. Please get on there and let me know what you think about these movies. I'd love to debate, so let's do that.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here at Culture Shocked. As always, thanks for listening. Evil dies tonight.